This is a quick video about how I used A Course in Miracles to clear up more than 90% of chronic eczema in just about 2 months. And it's blown my mind, the power of the Course in Miracles, when we apply it, when we really listen to the Holy Spirit's guidance and use our true vision that we always have access to. So back in May, I went to a dermatologist. 40 to 50% of my body, from head to toe, genitals to legs, you name it, arms, fingers, hands, wrists, was covered in severe atopic dermatitis, severe eczema, severe psoriasis, you name it, horrible skin conditions. And oh man, was I a poor victim. I couldn't work out, I couldn't do anything except think about poor me and my skin, my poor skin. And it was extremely painful too, because being into metaphysics and having done a year of the course book, how could I get sick? How could I, who is so devoted to God and love, experience this sick body? The pain got to a point where I finally opened up the textbook. I was doing the lessons, but I finally opened up the textbook with a highlighter and I started reading. And I started receiving the grace that comes with one's devotion to a path, this path specifically. And what A Course in Miracles showed me was that sickness is a defense against the truth, always. And I saw so clearly how addicted I was to being a victim of my skin. And what does this really mean in A Course language? I'm addicted to being the small, separate self. And it's so fascinating because my skin condition started when there was a big expansion awareness, some mystical experiences, some beautiful things. I'm not this body, how wonderful, I'm a soul. And then the skin started to express itself, a little patch of eczema that over the course of 2.5 years got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse until it was debilitating. Through using A Course in Miracles, the practices, and we're going to get way into it. I have a lot to talk about, but this is just the taster. But through actually practicing A Course in Miracles, I saw how this was the ego's defense against the truth. And what does that mean? That as I get deeper into self, capital S, self-realization, God realization, and love, the ego is terrified. It's terrified of the love of God, because the love of God is the end of the ego. It's the end of the separation. And my ego thinks that it's separated from God and will be punished. So what does it do? It tries to mitigate that punishment and punish itself, saying, God, don't punish me, please. I'll punish myself instead. And will keep you addicted to being a smaller self because it thinks that is safer than actually fully surrendering to God. So what did I specifically do? How does this look? Aside from just reading the text, the easiest practice you can start doing today is to sit. You can close your eyes and just witness and watch and make a note every time your mind tries to talk about its skin condition, its illness, its victimhood, and observe that the ego is addicted to identifying with what is sick, what is decaying, what is dying, the whole anything anything to make you feel small or not good. The ego's just addicted to it. And every time I could just stay in awareness and watch the mind's addiction just pass, watch its addiction to wanting to be sick, the skin started clearing up. And the peak experience I had through meditation was I would sit for 1 hour a day, sometimes 2, sometimes 3, sometimes more, and just observe my thoughts, just stay in the witness consciousness where there was never pain. I always realized that whenever I was just witnessing, there was no suffering, there was no eczema, there was no separate self. But there would be thoughts just passing on a movie screen. And one day I observed my thoughts for an hour. I was meditating for an hour. And then my skin just started itching like crazy, on fire. But I was so rooted in the witness that I saw that is just appearing in my mind like any other thought. It's not actually different. Looking at it from the truth of reality, I saw the unreality of the sensations that there was sensation, but the mind perceiving it as, no, you're sick, pay attention, like scratch yourself, see, you're not healed, you're not worthy. And I was able to just let it go, like any other thought. And that's when the progress started really being made. And here I am, 2 months later, with 90% clear skin. And it's getting better every single day. And now I'm not scared of it. And so even though there's still a little bit of a physical manifestation, I'm not suffering. And so it's healed. I'm not letting it define me anymore, the skin condition. I'm not letting any illness define me. And every day that I can just pull back into consciousness, awareness, I am presence, meditation, and observe the mind that wants to identify with being sick, it gets that much weaker. So if you are dealing with chronic eczema, anything chronic, any illness, any victimhood, any guilt, I, from the bottom of my heart, encourage you, check out